Alright guys, so AFK Journey is officially out, so I'm gonna quickly do kind of like a beginner guide to kind of help you guys get started as far as like a day one account, what you guys should be focusing. So I did actually open up a new account just for this, so this you guys can see we are just getting started. So as for beginner guys, I'm just gonna quickly point out the more important things for you guys to kind of watch out for, and then at that point in time you guys should be good and just kind of progress into the game. So right at the bat, the first thing that is I feel like is really important in terms of the game progression is definitely the AFK stages. This is pretty much going to be a determination of whether or not you can kind of get your account, let's say, readily available into progressing through the story, because this is definitely one of those games that is, you know, progressively based. So as you do progress into like the actual main story, the enemy drastically, or not, I shouldn't say drastically, you know, slightly gets tougher and whatnot, and as you advance more and more into the main storyline, the enemy does get tougher. So that's why having the AFK stage is having the higher is actually pretty important. So in terms of the AFK reward is pretty much like the name says, you know, depending on the time that you guys have, you know, AFK, you are getting reward based on the AFK level that you guys are. So that's why whenever you guys do have time, definitely do play a few rounds of this, because this is going to be very crucial in terms of just a lot of different things like getting upgrading material for the characters and whatnot. So this is just a quick example of how the AFK stage kind of looks like. It's fairly simple at the beginning, and then it just gets tougher. So the main thing is trying to get your characters up and ready, like level up and whatnot. So I think we should be wrapping up this fairly soon, right? We still got the back liner going on, right? Alright, so I think we should, alright, one more. And alright, there you go. So as you do progress through the AFK stages, you guys do notice that your reward does get higher. So these are the three materials that you need to level up your character. You have kind of like the currency, and then you have this right here, the magical manual or the magic manual, and then you have the character essence. So these three are very important, so let's kind of back out of there. As far as the leveling for this game, it's fairly simple. Alright, so in terms of the upgrading aspect, this is what I will recommend. Don't just hyper focus on one specific character. You want to actually manage all throughout the character to have it more balanced, because this is actually pretty important, because in terms of things that you're able to get, especially equipments, is pretty much going to be based on whatever resident level you guys have. So I do highly recommend you guys to upgrade it, you know, simultaneously spread it across your character, and that should allow you to kind of min-max it a little bit easier. And then up next we have the equipment. So equipment drops in many ways. So equipment can be formed, let's say, via the AFK stages, because when we do take a look at the reward, it talks about the max level we can get. But there is a cheesy way you can go by this, because I think everyone's at the beginning of the game is obviously wants the stronger equipment or whatnot. So when you guys do unlock or play the main story, once you get into this area, so I'm actually standing at it right now, so you can go over to this guy Boa, and then you can actually buy equipment. So right now we don't really have the best equipment to buy, but it refreshes, so you can pretty much buy what you need at the beginning of the game. So you guys can buy, you know, higher level equipment. So as you guys are playing through just the main story, beating those enemies, it's just going to be a lot more easier. So I do suggest you guys to buy out all of them if possible. Probably early game players probably do have a lot of coins to kind of go around, so I would just probably buy all of them, because it's going to be fairly essential into the game progression. So that's what we will be doing, right? And then after that, you can pretty much equip it into the specific character. Like for this one, we have the support character equipment, and then we have the roles, and that's pretty much what you would do. You just quick equip them, and that's pretty much it. There's no string attached. There's not really like a way to form like a rare, because at the end of the day, everyone is going to be getting the same amount of equipment. They're all going to be the same. It's just a matter of fact, how fast are you able to get up to the maximum level, and that's it. Alright, so up next, let's kind of talk about the summoning aspect. I think for summoning purpose, let's actually claim all these the pre-registration stuff right here. I know a lot of people are probably going to be expecting, oh, should I reroll or whatnot. I feel like this is one of those games you don't really need to reroll, because I feel like, well, they already give us all the character gradually, so there is not necessarily a need to do that. And as far as the beginning summon, I believe they are guaranteed specific character to begin with. Like, they give you like a healer, they give you like a DPS, they give you a tank right out the bat. So our very first multi-summon is going to be a guarantee, so let's see what we are getting. Alright, I think Celia was the one that is the guarantee, I believe. So let's just gonna, you know what, let's actually skip it. Yeah, so Celia is actually gonna be the first what is it, S level character that they are handing out, just simply by doing your first multi summon. That is actually lit. And then Lucas is going to be a tank that is also a guarantee as well. So these are something that you can expect them to give you right out the bat. And that's why for the summon aspect, or just the character in general, I think they are already being generous, because they are giving you, you know, specific thing right out the bat. And then if we do go over to like the event or whatever, like when we go over to this, you are essentially able to get all the character for free. So if you are re-rolling the game, you are kind of doing yourselves injustice, because you have to, you know, go through the whole process once again. And then, you know, people that are, you know, staying true to their original account or whatever, they are already able to kind of progress through the different login days or whatever. So they are able to get the S level hero at I guess a more consistent pace than, let's say, the reroller. So that's why rerolling, I feel like, it's just not necessary. So let's actually do another one. So because I don't think we're done talking about the summoning, the wish list is also something to consider about, because you want to kind of put in character that is, you know, good, right? There are certain characters I feel like players should have over another. In terms of being able to access through the wish list, you do have to do 3 multi-summons. So let's actually, I don't think I have enough to do 3 multi-summon, but essentially there are specific characters that you will want to specifically pull over the course of, you know, the lifetime of this game. So we will probably do like a kind of like a tier list with those. I don't want to spend too much time talking about that in this beginner guys, but essentially you do want to set like your wish list so you do get the specific character that you will want. So what are we getting in this one? Alright, so in this one we have, okay, so this one we didn't get like the tank, the DPS or whatever, so that's fine. I think we'll probably have to do a few more summons before we hit that, so we have to do one more. Oh no, I don't have enough. But other than that, I think that pretty much covers like the, you know, the general basis of the summoning and then the wish list. Unfortunately, we cannot click that at the moment, so that's kind of unfortunate. Alright, the other aspect to talk about is the other functions of the game. We have the battle mode. So we cannot even unlock it until we hit AFK stage level 16, and then for the guild, a very important one, we cannot even access it until we are stage 30. So that's why the AFK stage is really important for the progression of the game, and it's highly recommended for players to kind of go through it kind of on like a daily basis, or kind of depending on how your character are. If you guys feel like you can, you know, progress onward, definitely do go for that. But I think at this point in time we can hop over to my PTR account to show you guys what I mean once we hop into those, and then what to focus in those specific battle modes. Alright, so this is my PTR account. So this is a little bit different from the actual live server one. Essentially, things to kind of cover it, like I said again, the battle mode. This is essentially where the other content kind of falls around. We have some kind of like in-game content wise. We have the Dream Realm. Dream Realm is definitely something, even though when you guys are starting the game, when you guys do have access to it, do try to play it at least once per day, or at least depending on how far you guys are able to get. They do give you recommendation as far as what are supposedly good units to use in this stage. So if you guys do have those characters, definitely do use them, because they will definitely allow you to progress further in terms of these boss battle. And then as far as the reward, they are very important, because these right here, they are called the Dream Fragment. They are essentially allowing you to exchange for the A level character, and a lot of these A level characters are really strong, so that's why you do want to take your time to play through it to see how far you can get, because depending on how far you are able to get, you are able to get a lot of these, so that is definitely going to be very beneficial. Arena is going to be something that you want to play on a daily basis as well, because in terms of arena, you are getting the arena coins. So in terms of that, what you are able to get, you are able to get the S level characters. So in right now, there are a total of 10 that you can exchange for, so they do cost a little bit. That's why you do want to play on a consistent level, trying to see if you guys can get high, so get high into the ladder, so you can get more arena coins, so you guys can exchange for these. So that's actually pretty good, because like pretty much all the characters that they have released so far are pretty much, you can say, free to play, so that's actually pretty good. And then the other content wise, we have the honors duo. I'll probably do like a separate guide on this. So essentially there is kind of like a placement for this. You have like kind of like a ranking. Are you actually, I don't think you are actually getting any, are you getting anything for this, like especially any rewards and whatnot? I think if you just participate, you are getting diamonds, so that's, you know, good for free to play, because you can obviously summon more on that. But I'll definitely do like a separate video on, you know, essentially all of these over here. I would say Dream Round and Arena are more kind of a little bit more important than the rest of them, just because the amount of things you are able to get from them is actually just really good in general. The other thing is the guild. Guild is another important thing that I feel like once you guys are able to get to AFK stage level 30, definitely do try to join a guild or try to form your own guild, because in terms of the guild, we are able to get the guild points. So let me see if I can show you guys that. Alright, here you go. So the guild shop, what you are able to buy, you are able to buy these characters. So these are the two different typings. We have the hypogens, and then we have the celestial character. These are, so you know, essentially you can kind of call them like the end game character. They are, you can kind of say some of them do hyper carry you in a way because of what they are able to do. So that's why in terms of the guild is really important. You guys do join early on, so you can start stocking up those guild coins. So I believe they are also a challenge you can kind of do, so you are essentially able to form the guild medal. So we have that. Alright, while we are at it, I'm just gonna show you guys some of the battle and then team formation. So we are in arena, and then generally speaking, how to form a team in terms of like if you want to fight like you know, arena wise, I would definitely try to build a team that revolves around the faction bonus, so you are getting some bonus stats. And then also do consider about the faction strategy. So it's pretty much like, you know, trying to go type advantage over the other enemies. So since what I'm seeing, I do see 3 Wilder, and then the counter is going to be a Miller. So in terms of my main focus, I'm probably going to be picking a team that has, you know, a lot of Mauler in it. So my Mauler team is actually one of the more stronger ones, so don't mind me to just kind of use some of the strong option that I have right here. And we have that. Alright, and then we will probably who do I want to put as a tank? I guess we can put her in here, right? And then I probably, you know what, I will just probably make this a full Mauler team, because of just the option that I have is relatively stronger, right? So I'm just gonna do that. And then I would probably want a AoE as well. Alright, so that works. And then after you set your character, there's also one important thing to consider about. We have the artifacts. So there are a total of 6. I only have 4 in this account. So essentially they do give you different effects and whatnot. So depending on the situation, you might want to pick one over the other. The enemy is using the Star Shred spell, so essentially going to be reducing my speed attack and whatnot. So what I can do, what can I actually do? I can actually increase the attack speed of my remote heroes and whatnot, or I can actually buff up the the frontmost, right? Or I can just actually do the healing. I think I'll actually just do the healing just for the sake of this, so you guys can kind of see what's going on. And then we will kind of put it at 1x speed to kind of showcase off the battle. So I think so far we are doing good, right? Yeah, I think so. Alright, here comes the AoE attack, so I think this should be a wrap. Almost a, oh yeah, oh, that was almost a wrap. Okay, sure. Alright. I think we have 2 more to tick down. Let's go. Alright, 1 more. Alright, our tank actually died. Unfortunate, but hey, we made it. Nice. Alright, so essentially this is kind of how the battle looks like. So what you want to set for, how to actually set, like, you know, picking like a good artifacts that you can essentially take advantage of, and then you win the battle. And then after that, you can kind of check out like the battle result to see what went wrong. If you lose, for example, kind of take a look at what went wrong. See if we can do some adjustment feature on to make sure that, you know, you may not lose in the future. So we have that. But I think that pretty much cover everything that I do want to talk about as far as just the beginner day 1 guide. I know this is probably a lot to take in, but I'll definitely be doing more in guide video throughout the weeks and days to kind of cover about the game. But other than that, that's gonna be pretty much it for me, and I'll be catching you guys all on the next one.